Hello, everybody. And by everybody, right now I mean VOD watchers. Welcome to Hyper Light Drifter. This is an action adventure video game. Sure, I guess I'll put that genre descriptor in there. Developed and published by Heart Machine and released in 2016. It originally the developers ran a excuse me, the developers ran a successful Kickstarter campaign for it back in 2013. I think that was around the time when Kickstarter was like new, or at least new-ish, and the campaign was very successful, which eventually led to its release. This game is really cool. It's all about it is all about vibes. There is not a whole lot of explanatory text or even much in the way of cutscenes or anything like that. It's very much a mood piece, and I like that. A quick warning before we begin. This game is... I'm just going to throw a blanket photosensitivity warning. This game loves its flashing lights during what few cutscenes there are, and, you know, various screen flashing effects, so, like, be careful if you're sensitive to that sort of things. Also, it's surprisingly violent. For a sprite-based game, there's a fair amount of blood and gore, so if you're sensitive to that, be wary. But we're just going to go ahead and get started. Pay no attention to my other two files. We're doing a new game. And there we go. I will be quiet during this opening cutscene. Wouldn't want to spoil the mood. Alright, we have gained control. So this game is not very forthcoming about lore details. So, and I haven't like read up anywhere, I guess, on official details if there even are any. So as best as I can tell from the intro, there was some sort of cataclysmic event in this game's setting involving some kind of diamond-shaped device. And our main character here, known only as the Drifter... Pay no mind to my roommate's cat. The Drifter here is suffering from some sort of terminal disease and is being stalked by some sort of black and pink colored creature. And also maybe a jackal is involved? We may or may not be learning more details about that as we go on. Also, just wanted to know how gorgeous this game is. I absolutely love this game's sprite art. This is still like one of the prettiest 2D games I've ever played. It is visually and orally lovely. The soundtrack, which you might be hearing right now, was composed by one Disasterpeace, who is fairly prolific, and you might know him for several other things, including the music for Fez and the movie It Follows, and a bunch of other things. I really, really like the soundtrack of this game. It's kind of low-key at times, but when it does pick up, it's really nice. Kind of reminds me a lot of Steve Roach, if you've ever heard of him. He's a ambient synth musician, especially his 80s period music, like albums like what is it, Structures from Silence. That's a good album, by the way. You should listen to it if you haven't before. I'm kind of breezing through the tutorial here. Oh my god, words? I did a little bit of a practice playthrough yesterday just to brush myself up on the game, so I was, so I wasn't so rusty at it. And while I've been going through the tutorial here, there is some tutorial text, but like, that's basically it. As far as endgame text goes, this game has very little text and like literally no dialogue. I mean, there's kind of dialogue. You'll see. Again, this is a very quiet game, and quiet in a way that I feel is rather uncommon in video games in general. And it does occasionally have some very lovely views. Oh, all right. We seem to have been rescued by a mysterious pink-clothed stranger, and they're letting us stay in their house, I guess, which is nice of them. Map screen. The map screen is weird. It's simultaneously pretty detailed, but also like kind of vague. I don't know how else to describe it, but you can view the surface level, and there's also an underground level, which shows how all the rooms in a given area connect in a little bit more detail, but not a lot. Let's look at that again. Alright, there's some sort of diamond-shaped device, which corresponds to these triangles, let's call them. And those seem to connect to some sort of larger central mechanism. Let's maybe see if we can learn a little bit more about that. Make sure and activate those whenever you see them, because these are our fast travel points. This is that central device that was on that message in the person's house. It's rather mysterious, but I guess we want to look for these triangles to maybe power up this device. Also of note, anytime you walk on this thing, the controller rumbles a little bit. This game does have controller vibration support, and it uses it kind of tastefully. Stuff like the faint rumblings whenever you walk on this thing. It's a nice touch. If an NPC has this little marking above their heads, that means we can talk to them. Most of the NPCs we can't. They're just kind of there to hang out. And instead of dialogue, we get pictures, which is strange. It's definitely a choice. This game fully commits to the bit of like not having any sort of dialogue or on-screen text at all, aside from the little bit of tutorial back at the beginning. But this person's telling us about a goat person who seems to be being pursued by someone or something, and the goat person and this old man here were saved by our pink armored friend, who just saved them and then went off on their way, I guess. They seem pretty nice. This is the sword trainer dojo. We can spend currency to learn new sword skills. We don't have any quote-unquote money right now. I'll get into that a little bit later. This is the dash shop. We can improve our dash. This is the first upgrade that I want to get. Once we get this, we'll be able to chain our dashes together, which is very useful. Right now, we can only do like one dash at a time. There's like a noticeable like half-second worth of lag at the end of a dash where you can't do anything. We want to fix that as soon as possible, because being mobile is very important in this game. Over here we have a gun shop where if we have money we can extend the ammo clip for our various guns. We only have one gun right now, but we will of course be picking up more. Over here, once we get some money, we can buy grenades that have a sizable area of effect, but they take a while to recharge after you use them. My roommate's cat is being very fussy right now. Seems like this person traveled here from somewhere. But the shopkeepers don't seem to have liked him very much. So they kind of ran him out of polite society, I guess. That's kind of shitty of them, but we have to do business with them, so whatever, I guess. And over here, we can spend our money to get more syringes. Right now we can carry 3 and we can have a maximum of 5. Syringes will fully heal you, so that's kind of important. Now, as you can see from the map here, there are 4 regions in this game, and you can mostly tackle them in any order. There are also little mini, like, interstitial areas separating the town from the 4 zones. You want to grab these little nodes, I guess? Ow. Okay, can I make it back over here without dying, please? Oh no. Okay, we're good. That was a little embarrassing. It's fine though. Let me pull up my inventory. Anytime you collect 4 of those little orange-yellow nodes, it transfers into one bigger square, and those bigger squares are how you pay for things. So you're gonna want to collect as many of those as you can get your hands on. Just looking around here for any more of those. Currency nodes? I don't know. There's not an in-game name for literally anything, so you kind of just have to make your best educated guess as to what things should or should not be called. That'll lead over to the eastern zone. I don't want to go there yet. I'm just looking for goodies. Looking for goodies is important. I mentioned having a practice file earlier, and I already missed not having the chain dash from that file. I'm gonna go over that way later. Alright, over here we'll do the Western Interstitial Zone. See what we can see over here, if anything. I should mention, aiming the gun is a little awkward. You, oh my god, my roommate's cat. She's being so fussy. This is an important little detail. This little square with like an L-shaped block in the middle of it, this is your indicator that there is a secret nearby. And if this little square is near a seemingly uncrossable gap, you can hold your triangle button and it'll reveal a secret pathway. So keep an eye out for this symbol, it's very important. I promise, my roommate's cat has been fed and given water. She has litter box access. She's fine. She just wants attention. But again, it's not my cat, it's my roommate's cat. That's their responsibility. And I'm busy. So Rorschach is just going to have to deal. Doggy. You cannot pet the dog in this game, sadly. It's just there to be cute. Anyway, as I was mentioning earlier about guns, aiming them is a little awkward. You hold L2 to bring up your gun, and while you're aiming, you cannot move at all. Which makes the gun a little bit tricky to use in the middle of combat. Kind of an understatement. But if you can get used to that, and, you know, playing your way around having to account for that, then your gun can be a powerful addition to your arsenal. You can also, the game said this in the tutorial, but you can also recharge your gun by attacking enemies and environmental objects, so you're never, like, fully out of ammo for long, which is nice. We actually can't go to the southern zone here until we complete the other 3. So you always have to do the southern area last, but you can do the other 3 in whatever order you want. And I will be doing that. I like to start with the northern zone first, because once you beat the boss of the northern zone, you get access to a weapon that will make exploring the rest of the game a lot easier. Kind of cuts down a little bit on backtracking. Okay, I'm full on medkits, so don't need to collect that one. I will just be on my merry way. Dun da da da. We have one, I don't know, money block. I might as well call them, for lack of a better term. Again, nothing in-game that says what basically anything you do or have is. They're extremely committed to the bit, for better and for worse. I do respect it, even though it can be annoying sometimes. It's like, what is X thing called? I don't know. Don't worry about it. You do have a notable pause after your 3-hit combo finishes before you can do it again. So you gotta keep that in mind too. But enough about that. The northern zone is just ahead. Let me take a drink.